Hello students, good morning. How are you students? I think you are fine. Okay students. Students, today in our English literature class, we will read a new poem and very good, very interesting poem. That is all about the profession. Okay? And the name of the poem you can see on the board. What is that? Vocation. Okay? So what is the meaning of vocation? Vocation means main occupation. Okay, whatever occupation you opt for your life and for the earning, that is called vocation. So who has written this poem? The poem is written by Nobel laureate R.N. Tagore. You know Rabindranath Tagore. He was a very famous poet. He was renowned throughout the world. Who was Rabindranath Tagore? Just we have to learn something about this poet. And that is very, very important. Remember, he was a poet, a writer, music composer, painter, playwright, essayist. That means he was a versatile talent. Okay? Nobody in the world takes birth like the great men, personalities we lost. Okay? And you can see here R.N. Tagore, one of the famous person from Bengal. He was a poet, not only a poet. He was a writer, music composer, painter, playwright and essayist. What was not he? Birth 7th May 1861, Kolkata. Death 7th August 1941, Kolkata. Now let us see his works, poems. Gitanjali is a famous book of poem for which he got, Nobel Prize in literature. He has written Gitanjali, where the mind is without fear, and this is a great poem taken from Gitanjali. That means inside Gitanjali you can find this poem, and this poem is a very much widely read poem, and this poem is the offering to the god. Okay, Dui Bigha Jamin, that is all about the fields, all about the farmers. Okay, and their feeling and their sentiments. Vocation, that means about a profession. Bir Purush, that is a brave boy, that is a brave person. Okay, artworks, that means what works he did. Dancing woman, he was a very good painter. Okay, he painted so many drawings. Among those, dancing women, head study, women's faces. And you can see those in National Gallery of Modern Art. Okay, notable works. He has written, that means he has composed National Anthem of India and Bangladesh. We know National Anthem of India is Jana Gana Mana. That was written and composed by Rabindranath Tagore. And Bangladesh's national anthem, Amar Sonar Bangla, that was also written by this great poet. Awards. He got Nobel Award in literature in 1930. You know about that. Now coming to the theme of the poem. Opting profession for only earning money has no meaning in life. If you take any profession for your life and you just take that profession for earning money, that does not mean anything in life as according to this poet. Okay? There should be freedom of work and satisfaction. Whatever work you do, that should have some freedom and there should be satisfaction for your mind. In this poem, a child longs for a life of a hawker, a watchman and a gardener. So in this poem we can see a boy opts for the job of hawker, watchman and gardener. He likes to do those type of job. Why? Because he is not aware of the hardship faced by them. Okay? He is not aware of the hardship faced by them. So what type of hard labor they give, the boy does not know. And he thinks they are free. He has written also. He thinks they are free and independent. That's why he wants to be like them. Okay? Now coming to the hard word notes. That means what meanings? Vocation, main occupation. Gong means large bell of a church. I wish I were. This means if I could be. Soil's cloth. that means makes the clothes dirty. Lonely means alone, chasing means driving, and giant means demon. Okay? So these are the word meanings which are difficult for you, I think. Now coming to the poem. On your way to school or market, you see many people at work. So when you come to school, you see so many people working, okay, doing their job, doing their work. In pairs, discuss what you have noticed. So, what you have noticed when coming to school? So now, the poem. When the gong sounds 10 in the morning and I walk to school by our lane, every day I meet the hawker crying, bangles, Christian bangles, okay? So, in the morning hour when I come to school, and I walk by the lanes, what I see? Every day I meet hawker. Hawker means one who sells goods by moving from here to there. That means he does not have any particular place to sell his items. Just he moves around, moves through the lanes and streets, and then he sells his goods. So every day the poet, when he goes to school, he watches the hawker and crying their trade cry. What? Bangles, crystal bangles, this type of cry. There is nothing to hurry him on. He does not have any hurry. He does not have any haste. Okay? Nobody chases him. Nobody drives him, forces him to do. There is no road he must take. So that there is no compulsion on him that he has to take that road. Okay? Any road he can take. He can take any road which is in front of him. Okay? No place he must go. So there is no particular place where he must go. He must not visit that place. He must not visit that place. He must go that place. There is no compulsion, no force, no time when he must come home. So he does not have any compulsion to come back in a particular time. He does not have any particular time to return home. I wish I were a hawker. So the poet wishes he could be a hawker if he were a hawker. Spending my day in the road crying, bangles, crystal bangles. So if I could be a hawker, I would cry like him. Okay, I would have given a trade cry like bangles, crystal bangles. Will anybody take? Like this way. So I would be free to do those things like the hawker. When at 4 in the afternoon I come back from the school. So you know the school is over at 4 o'clock, and when the poet comes home, he sees what? I can see through the gate of that house the gardener digging the ground. So when he comes back, he looks through a gate in a house and he watches what? A gardener digging the soil. Gardener doing activity in the garden. Okay? He does what he likes with spade. He soils his clothes with dust. Nobody takes him to task if he gets baked in the sun or gets wet. So the gardener has also freedom. He digs the soil from here to there. Wherever he wants, he digs the soil and he makes his clothes dirty by dust. Okay, with dust. Nobody takes him to task. That means nobody tells him dig here. Nobody tells him do this, do that. Okay. And if he gets baked in the sun or gets wet, when the sun is so much hot, he is baked in the hot sun. Okay. And when there is the rain, he gets wet. Nobody stops him from getting baked in the sun, from getting wet in the rain. So that means he has freedom to do whatever he likes. I wish I were a gardener digging away at the garden with nobody stops me from digging. So the poet longs for what? This occupation. The poet thinks that if he gets this type of occupation, he will be happier. Okay, he will dig the soil, he will soil his clothes. Nobody will stop him to do this, that. Just as it gets dark in the evening and my mother sends me to bed, I can see through my open window the watchman walking up and down. So when poet's mother takes him to bed in the evening hours, through the window, through the open window, he can watch what? He can watch the watchman walking up and down. Okay? So the poet can see the watchman walking around. The lane is dark and lonely. There is no person in the lane. There is nobody in the lane but the watchman. Okay? And the street lamp stands like a giant. There are street lamps. Those are standing. Those are very tall, very high, and those are standing like giant with red eye in its head. The street lights, they are burning, and the poet thinks that the burning lights are the eyes of that giant. And in that particular place, in that particular lane, the watchman moves on. Okay? The watchman swings his lantern and walks with his shadow at his side. The watchman goes past with his lantern in his hand, and the shadows can be seen over the road, and never once goes to bed in his life. And the poet thinks that watchman wakes throughout the night, and he never goes to bed at night time. As we do what? We go to bed during night. We go to bed, we go actually sleep during night and go to bed at night. But the poet thinks that this watchman wakes only night. That means he may be sleeping during the day, but nobody takes him to bed during night, and this particular watchman wakes throughout the night. He never goes to bed in life at night. I wish I were a watchman walking the street all night, chasing the shadows with my lantern. So if I could be a watchman, then I could walk through the street like him throughout the night and chasing the shadows with my lanterns. And my shadow will go forward, my shadow will go before me, and I would chase my shadow, okay, during the night. So this is all about the poem. Once again, I am reading the poem so that you can read the poem like this way. When the gong sounds 10 in the morning and I walk to school by our lane, every day I meet the hawker crying, "Bangles, crystal bangles." There is nothing to hurry him on, there is no road he must take, no place he must go to, no time when he must come home. I wish I were a hawker, spending my day in the road, crying, "Bangles, crystal bangles." When at 4 in the afternoon I come back from the school, I can see through the gate of that house the gardener digging the ground. He does what he likes with his spade. He soils his clothes with dust. Nobody takes him to task if he gets baked in the sun or gets wet. I wish I were a gardener digging away at the garden with nobody to stop me from digging. Just as it gets dark in the morning and my mother sends me to bed, I can see through my open window the watchman walking up and down. The lane is dark and lonely, and the street lamp stands like a giant with one red eye in its head. The watchman swings his lantern and walks with his shadow at his side and never once goes to bed in his life. I wish I were a watchman walking the street all night, chasing the shadows with my lantern. Okay, so this is the poem. Once again, take the book. Okay, go with me. I am going. When the gong sounds 10 in the morning and I walk to school by our lane, every day I meet the hawker crying, "Bangles, crystal bangles." There is nothing to hurry him on. There is no road he must take, no place he must go to, no time when he must come home. I wish I were a hawker, spending my day in the road crying, bangles, crystal bangles. When at 4 in the afternoon I come back from the school, I can see through the gate of that house the gardener digging the ground. He does what he likes with his spade. He soils his clothes with dust. Nobody takes him to task if he gets baked in the sun or gets wet. I wish I were a gardener digging away at the garden. Nobody should stop me from digging. Just as it gets dark in the evening and my mother sends me to bed, I can see through my open window the watchman walking up and down. The lane is dark and lonely, and the street lamp turns like a giant with one red eye in his head. The watchman swings his lantern and walks with his shadow at his side and never once goes to bed in his life. I wish I were a watchman walking the street all night, chasing the shadows with my lantern. So you need to stop wherever commas and wherever full stop. Otherwise, don't stop. Okay? Just read the poem like this way. So students, today up to this, bye bye all of you. Have a great day.